Hello and welcome to episode 32 of the Colin's Punk Rock World podcast. Once again, I am not Colin, but I'm going to be leading the podcast today. So I'm Robyn and I'm joined by Brett, Colin and Dan. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hiya.
How is everybody feeling post MPF? We're going to be doing our MPF review today. Is everyone feeling good, or is there a little bit of post-festival blues or a little bit of brain fog going on?
I am so unwell. I have festival flu and then I sort of went straight back into work, and it's been a long week and I feel awful, but I wanted to talk about MPF, so I've just come to the podcast anyway.
Nice.
We appreciate it.
I'm just recovering from the flu and post-festival blues, so I'm here for MPF fun times.
I think I saw Holly post on Facebook to say this week has been a really long year. And I think that's fair to say for many of us. I definitely feel the post-festival blues a little bit. It feels difficult to get back into
real life.
So perhaps by doing a review today, it's a little bit of a way for us to extend the magic for a little bit longer and think about what we enjoyed and reminisce and dream of next year. Dan, you didn't say, are you feeling good?
Yeah, I feel the odd one out. I feel like super inspired coming back from MPF, and I've been like really motivated this week.
So young.
And like,
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, notice the young body.
Yeah.
Well, I was wiped out on Monday and Tuesday, but yeah, I'm back to. We're recording this on the Sunday, so I'm back to being functional. No, we're recording this on Saturday. Maybe I'm not functional.
Maybe not that functional.
I was starting to question, am I still going down?
Like, are you writing songs? You want to get out, play music?
Both,
Get out to more
all of the
shows?
above. Yeah, just. I suppose we're going to talk about it, but like, yeah, it's just like seeing so many bands and like killing it over the weekend, like just made me like super stoked to get home and start doing stuff of my own.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I think that's like the best way to come back. I think the rest of us as well, it's just after being on such a high, I think you can't help but there's like a bit of a dip. Also, if you end up getting sick, and I think unfortunately there were a few people who ended the weekend feeling a little bit poorly. So hope everyone is feeling a little bit better. And Colin, hope you feel better soon.
Me too.
So I think then for today, we can go through the week. Dan, unfortunately, you weren't with us for Thursday for the warm-up party, but we can chat about the warm-up and then talk about the weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, Brett, how did you find the warm-up?
It was super good. No, I think like I went into the warm-up looking forward to mostly Burning Flag, because I think they are in the wheelhouse of the type of music that I like more than other things. And yeah, like the whole lineup was really cool, nice and diverse. And I mean, Burning Flag did not disappoint. They were excellent. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. And it was a nice way to sort of get ready for, being on your feet for most hours of the day, watching awesome live music. I think Snatch Game was also really good. They opened it right. I think we managed to walk in just as they started, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
And yeah, it was just really fun to, I think, Robyn and I being fans of
UK Drag Race,
like a lot of the references kind of made us chuckle, or made me chuckle anyway.
They were so
And it was
fun
just so
and
fun.
so good.
Yeah.
And they really just, I think, ramped up the crowd. And what was fantastic is that then they were added to the last after party as well. So Snatch Game essentially opened MPF and closed MPF. And I think bookended it in just such, such style.
No, so it was a really good way to start. And I think hopefully the warm-up party, that's the second one I think that they've had, well, that I've been to anyway.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
official
official one.
So yeah, hopefully that sticks around. And
Yeah.
You mentioned like how diverse it was. It was such like a great lineup because it was Snatch Game, who I don't know how you would describe Snatch Game. Yeah, kind of based on RuPaul's Drag Race, doing just really kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really describe
them.
kind of the fun,
you need
right?
to
Yeah.
experience
Something
it
you
live.
have to experience live.
When we sort of finished watching, I think I said to you guys, like, it was because I've never watched a single episode of any of the Drag Race programs, and it's all the references went over my head, but I still really enjoyed it. And I said it was like, so I used to watch like an MCU film, but you hadn't watched all of them. So
Right.
it's enjoyable still, but also there will be a lot of references that will go over your head.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of felt watching them. But yeah, I really enjoyed them. It was a really fun way to get everything started.
Definitely. And then we had Toodles and the Hectic Pity.
Yeah.
That
really
was
liked them.
That's in my top, I want to say top 3 almost of the whole of MPF. That really blew me away. I thought they were so good. And I've heard Colin talk about Toodles, I don't know how much, and I was still like, damn, like that was excellent. And I suppose they're more sort of on the folk punk side. And then we headed straight into Burning Flag with hardcore, and they were phenomenal. And then who did we have closing at the warm-up?
Harry Jan. Is that how you said?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's how I say it.
We ended with Ska. We ended with
that's
a
correct.
big Ska party. I think it was so great. It gave such a like taster of all the different sorts of genres you could expect throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
So the warm-up party was
a little bit of
great.
something for everyone, and a really good time.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Harajan. Like, that's my second time seeing them. I saw them at like the MPF after party and the last MPF.
Right.
And like, but this time I enjoyed so much more because I was a bit more familiar with them, and it just felt like an experience seeing them play to like a big crowd in Manchester.
Yeah.
It was really cool. So I really enjoyed Harajan.
Yeah, and the crowd was really vibing by then as well. I mean, they vibed to the whole of the warm-up, really. It was a really good group of people.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was awesome.
Sorry, Dan, you missed out.
Yeah, we missed
really
you.
good show.
Like every time I've seen Toodles, they're like flipping amazing. Like they're one of those bands that just like I always cry at. So it's great that you guys coming from South Africa got an opportunity to see them because they're just so good. And like Burning Flag being Holly's new band, and it's like I've listened to their album, they fucking slay. And like if I could have been up there on the Thursday, I would have. Like it's next year we're coming up on the Thursday.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it was definitely worth it being there for the warm-up.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It was just a really good chance to say hello to people as well, as like everyone being in one venue. So
yes.
to bump into a lot of people and have a chat, and that was quite cool.
As you're walking between venues,
yeah. Like I had a chat with Tree, I had a chat with Bev, and met Scott, who does Brass Neck, lovely person. So that was quite cool, just as that part of the whole night as well, just to catch up with some folk and say hello before the proper craziness of the weekend started.
Nice.
Yeah, I think even at that point, everyone could then begin to sort of, even plan for Friday. Where are you going to be on Friday? Where would they catch you sort of next? So it's a great place to meet initially, and then see where you might find people again.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to Friday.
Yeah.
And Dan can now
join in on the conversation.
Join the conversation. I feel really bad. Just like it was so awesome. I felt like it was great.
Just made me severely jealous. That's all you did.
So yeah, I in terms of each of the days, I thought maybe we could think about maybe who your kind of 2 best of the day were. And if there was anything that kind of surprised you. It's the worst thing to ask anybody. Anything that sort of really stood out from each of the days. So I don't know, Dan, if you maybe want to start us off here, getting there on Friday and who you checked out and really who really blew you away?
Oh, I think we all went sort of slightly different paths during all the days, which is quite interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like I sort of ran into everyone like at different points, like but I didn't really see you guys on Friday apart from in the after party. Like I think so I got there like about like sort of we drove up to Manchester like literally on the Friday, so we didn't get there until about 4 o'clock. So the first band I caught was Much the Same, which was absolutely lovely seeing them come over and like smash it in the Union. That was so nice to see. And like I caught probably like half of their set and then quickly sprinted to Gorilla for Triple Sunday, who absolutely fucking smashed it. And it was absolutely phenomenal to see them like jump up on a stage and like that scale of stage and like see it so full for them. And like having people like sing every word and like that was the first time I ran into like Colin and Paul and like a bunch of people that I normally see at New Cross, just all in the front row, just having a great time. Like, well, you've seen Triple Sunday loads, Colin. What did you think?
I had a lovely time. Like it was, like I say, it was really nice to see him get to play to that many people because they're really, really good band. They deserve to play to that many people, and maybe
Gorilla is properly big. Like that's a really like properly big room to fill. So yeah,
the sound was really good for him as well, which was nice to see. And like I was talking to him before, because I was there for Just Panic before the band before were really good. But I think I spoke to Xander and Mike, and they were both sort of seemed a bit nervous, which was I guess understandable. It's their biggest crowd they've probably played to, but you wouldn't have known like seeing them on the stage, like, so that was really cool. And I did my very, very rare thing of jumping into a mosh pit for 2 whole songs, and then
at your age, Colin.
At my age, but I don't know.
Really went for it as well. I was surprised.
It's like I know like how much they've been looking forward to it, and I thought they really deserve a really good reaction, and I wanted to go and jump around and give them some love, so I did. And then Tone decided to crowd surf, and I was like, oh no,
it's always the big guys. It's always the big guys that decide to do it.
But no, it's really just
you had a great time.
Yeah, it was just a really good like energy about it as well, which was nice to see. And hopefully they have picked up a lot more fans since the show, like everyone who's hopefully gone and checked them out and brought some stuff from them and stuff, whatever. Did you guys get to see them, or were you somewhere else? I forget.
I wanted to, and then
we considered like running from Much the Same to Triple Sunday, but I wasn't.
We ran a lot more on Saturday and Sunday. I think Friday we were still easing into things a little bit, and we weren't quite ready to be running so hard between venues. But I regret it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen Much the Same, or we had seen Much the Same on the Tuesday in London
at New Cross,
and they were so good there, and I was like, like they were so good. Do I go and watch them again because they were so good, or do I take this opportunity to see another band? I decided to go and watch them again.
Yeah,
and Robyn decided to.
And we had the wonderful surprise. So my surprise from that day is Joe from Coral Springs jumped up on stage with Much the Same to sing a song, and that was really lovely.
Yeah.
Just like the harmonies were fantastic. So yeah, I think it was like worth it for that. But I think it's always the tough thing, right, with the clashes. It's who you ultimately end up seeing.
That was my hardest, like, I think the Friday afternoon was my hardest part, like clash-wise, with Just Panic, In Evil Hour, Much the Same, and Triple Sunday all kind of together. And the venues were just so far apart. Like, I'm too old to run that fast. I didn't have a bike.
We were also very full of Bunderbuss as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Bunderbuss was delicious. Yeah. Like, can highly recommend.
This podcast is brought to you by.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Sponsor us.
Yeah. What's Blunderbuss?
Hey, if Bunderbuss wants to sponsor us, guys, we're ready. Would happily do that. but yeah, I think we just weren't at that point yet. I ran around a lot more on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, everything we heard about Triple Sunday was just like enough to make us very, very jealous that we hadn't been there. Yeah, for sure.
You'll see him again. You'll get the chance.
Yeah. That's what we figure as well. We hope so anyway.
You guys are like, yeah, we wouldn't do much running. I literally only ran between venues on Friday. I don't think I wasn't running at any point. Because like straight after Triple Sunday, I did Wolfric, and Wolfric clashed with Popes of Chillytown, so I sprinted between Wolfric and Chillytown straight afterwards. I was like,
you know what I find? It really it gives you energy.
So,
I don't know, it builds the excitement in a way to actually sometimes be rushing around a little bit.
Yeah.
So I kind of like it sometimes, as tiring as it can be.
So then you ran from the Union to Gorilla back to
the Union.
And then probably you would have stayed for Belvedere, I guess.
I watched all of Belvedere, but then I was worried about getting in for Random Hand, so I ran after they finished.
It was quite full for Barstool Preachers, I won't lie. It was pretty jam-packed in there.
It was it.
Yeah.
It was rammed, wasn't it?
It was rammed.
Random Hand was so packed, my friends could not get in. So I was
oh,
watching
wow.
them.
So that was a good call on your part then to leave Belvedere a bit early, I think.
Yeah. I think I played it right. And Random Hand like smashed it, knocked it out of the park. Like full room of everyone knowing the words. It was absolutely fantastic. There was no dickheads in there, and it was just an absolute fun time. And the songs that hit fucking hard, like really hit hard. I think the last time I saw Random Hand was when they played New Cross In, and the floor was like physically like almost breaking under the weight of people dancing. It was quite something spectacular to behold.
I remember the video of Stock's Bar, which is like the bar underneath New Cross. Just you can see the ceiling just going up and down.
It was like concaving and going like that and then coming back up. It was terrifying.
I just want to say, having been to the bathrooms at New Cross Inn now, it feels like being on an airplane. Because like you're in this little cubicle, and it's like this like sound
noise
around you. It's a very particular experience. It's a really cool venue. And yeah, the floorboards there. I think it's a little bit like buildings in an earthquake, how they're designed to like bend and shift with movement. I think that those floorboards they're hanging on for their dear life. I think if they were any more rigid, it would not work.
Yeah, well, Random Hand are back at New Cross for Level Up in July, so we'll test it again, I guess.
Yeah,
excellent.
Hopefully they play Sunday.
They finished with Anger Management, and it was just like a great sing along, and it's just incredible. Definitely,
I think it's those sing along moments at MPF that are often the most fun. Yeah, everybody there, everyone showing their love.
Yeah.
Colin, how was your Friday?
It was really, really good, because as all MPFs are. Because we got to the queue like really early, didn't we, to like get our wristbands?
Yeah, we were eager. We were eager beavers.
Because I saw a tweet and they were like, get there early. So I said, okay, we'll get there early. And then we were probably the first ones there. I walked in and Jordan from Incisions gave me my wristband. It was like, oh, you're Colin, hello. I was like, oh, this is weird. I don't like being recognised still. Can't get used to it. But then I feel bad that I didn't go see Incisions either. But it happens. There's too many bands on. But yeah, then how did we start the day? I've forgotten now. This is great. Smoking gives you big tits. We went to the Yes, didn't we? Yes bar, I guess. And we got lost in the maze of like trying to find the stage.
Yeah, because there's like an upstairs section, a downstairs section.
Yeah, I was listening to the Warrington Ska Punk podcast, and he'd like live recorded like him going around venues and stuff. And he did the exact same thing we did, trying to find the venue, went all the way up. Like the outside upstairs terrace place, and then realized it was down in the basement. I
was helping a few people on Saturday, I think, who were walking in there for the first time, and they were sort of heading that way, and I was like, if you're looking for the music, it's down these stairs. And they were like, oh, thanks. Because yeah, it was not immediately like clear.
Yeah.
I saw Smoking Gives You Big Tits down in the basement. I really got to see like half their set, but it was packed, which was really nice to see for an early band, like at the almost acoustic stage. They opened.
Yeah, I thought they were really good.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
I kind of wish I would have stayed a bit longer, but also Aerial Salad. That was just another one of those horrible clashes. But they opened with Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit, which was...
Yeah, it took me a while to
figure out that's what it was.
That out. I mean, I'm not exactly the largest Limp Bizkit fan ever, so it's fine if I only got it at the chorus.
Yeah, I quite liked it that someone at Karaoke on the Saturday also did that song.
Yeah,
Yes.
So then just the Punk Festival, I saw Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran off to Union for Aerial Salad, and I think we got there just as they were starting, and that felt like 2 years of we've been wanting to do this. Let's go. Like really, they went for it, and every time I see that band, they get better and better, which is always cool. I think adding Jake, who used to be in Fast Fade, as their drummer as well, just been taking him to another level because he's such a good drummer.
He's incredibly tight, that boy.
Yeah. And Mike, their bass player, he seems to have come out every time we see him. He seems like he's come out of his shell a lot more. So he's like, I remember first seeing them, and he sort of basically looked at the drummer the whole set, and now he's just jumping around, shouting down the microphone. It's just really cool to see. I said to Paul the other day, like in like 5 years they'll be headlining NPF. The way they're going, they can keep like their trajectory. They're going to be huge, that band.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And I saw Just Panic as well. I was really excited for them because I hadn't seen them since the first NPF a million years ago, and they were really cool. I don't know if they had the biggest crowd because I forget who else was on at the time. Was it
Waco?
Waco? Yeah, Waco were on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Waco got quite a decent crowd, but yeah, I really enjoyed Just Panic. It was Emma's first time seeing them as well, and she's like, "Why have I not like seen this band before?" I was like, "Well, they haven't played." And they finished with a cover of "Walking Is Still Honest" by Against Me as well, which was really cool because I'd seen them doing an Against Me cover set at the last NPF they played.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
That was a nice little way to finish it, I thought. Yeah, then obviously Triple Sunday were brilliant, and I saw some other bands who I forgot on that day. So if anyone else wants to talk, please do.
I think we started with Nexu after Smoking. Nexu, I think, is how we pronounce it. We're living in Denmark now, but we still can't pronounce all of the words correctly. So it's wrong. Sorry. But yeah, they were really, really
oh my
good.
gosh.
Like,
they completely blew me away.
Yeah. And
the energy, they were super tight.
And in Zombie Shack as well, it was just a really good spot for a band like that. It was epic. We bought the album pretty much right after.
Immediately.
They'd said that I think it was just released that day, or kind of officially released that day, I think. So they had the vinyl, which was really convenient.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was probably one of my favorites and most surprising sets of the day because we hadn't known them before.
Yeah, and they had a pretty decent crowd. Like, I think there were quite a lot of people there. But I mean, yeah, if you like fast punk, like,
yeah, they were really good.
Do not sleep on them. They are really, really good.
And then obviously Much the Same were really good. And I think one of my other favorite sets of the day was Throwing Stuff at the Bread Shed. I think it was just such an entertaining set and like just intense hardcore, which is kind of what I like a lot. So yeah, I think the whole Friday was crazy.
My best of that day was, and not to say, it wasn't amazing up until that point, but apologies, I have none. What is there to say? Just phenomenal. Everyone there, and talk about singing along, getting into it. Like, everyone's so happy to see them. It was like so good. I feel like apologies can't disappoint. But yeah, that was a great end to Friday.
Yeah. And for you.
End-ish, yeah.
And for you, Colin and I still made it to the after party on Friday.
You guys did well.
And Dan.
Yeah, we had lads night.
Yeah.
Emma and I had a great
Glad
time.
Sorry, I just enjoyed that particularly.
And you could laugh a little less
Yeah, it's not that funny.
hysterically.
We're a proper lads. I don't know what's so funny.
Yeah. So what else do you do in Manchester on a Friday night?
You stay up past your bedtime. That's what you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also, I'd say the menstrual cramps before we get to the after party. The menstrual cramps put on a really
Oh, the
really good
menstrual
show.
cramps were they on Friday? Oh my gosh, yes.
That was on Friday. Red Shed. Like seeing a band
Excellent.
like that, like with their messages as well, was like really cool to see like that much support for them as well. Because I know at another festival that's punk, they've got some people who aren't their fans, we'll say. So seeing like the
Yes.
Manchester Punk Festival and that kind of crowd and them being so supportive and getting the message that
Yeah, they filled Breadshed really well.
Yeah.
Like, and just incredibly captivating.
I only
and-
caught the last song of theirs, but it sounded really good and the crowd looked really good from the back. That's when I came in.
But Colin is right. I mean, that is like also the sense of MPF,
Yeah.
that a band like Menstrual Cramps can have that kind of reception. And it's like, I think you're saying like it shouldn't be surprising anymore at a punk festival, but it is. And so yeah, to I think just to note that is important. And they just super entertaining, funny, engaging. Like that was a really good highlight of Friday as well, definitely.
I think it's the vibe generally about MPF. It's lots of punks that get it most of the time. It's like the room feels like all of the punks that are in there for the same sort of reasons we are, which is like sort of the social change and the positive messages and the sort of politics that we all sort of stand with. We like, it feels like that is like everything comes to a head at MPF and everybody just gets it.
Yeah, the assholes are in the minority.
Yeah, it's part of the joy. You just feel like you're spending time with like-minded people and you're not constantly feeling like you have to fight for and justify every point like you so often feel in kind of everyday life.
And in some punk circles.
Yeah,
so,
this is true. Colin, shall we maybe take a quick break? Since I see we have like 5 minutes left.
I think we can smash out the after party in 5 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, do the after party. Yes. Sorry, I keep forgetting. I was asleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude. We're cool.
I was watching Fair Dues with the drummer from my band, and the drummer from my band was just like, what? They just put a Draz breakdown in their song and then flowed it into a really technical skate bit with dual guitars, and I was like, yeah, they're fucking incredible, and more people should listen to Fair Dues. They just absolutely blew me away. Like, that was like, it's so good to see them again, like, and seeing them play a Manchester home crowd. Like, I was so looking forward to it, and they delivered every single second of it. And hearing them play Hostile Company was just, it was perfect. It was amazing.
Yeah, everything Dan said was correct.
I can
like.
Yeah.
Skate punk, thumbs up.
Skate punk.
Yeah. The Terrapins were next, which was Tim Loud's newish band. I don't know how long they've been together, but I don't think there's any of their music online, really, was there? So we kind of went in quite blind, but they're really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I still don't know if I could like describe their sounds so much.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
we were trying to like decide before they started, right? Like, what do we think the band's going to sound like?
It's kind of like punky, folky, a bit of ska, a bit of
none of us got it right.
So did it sound like the last two songs on the Tim Loud album that I remember? Because there was like a full band. No,
I'm not sure. I know Tim's got quite a distinguishable voice, hasn't he? So but they were really good. Hopefully they'll get some stuff recorded and out soon, and everyone can check them out, because I really enjoyed them. That was probably one of the nice surprises of the day, just because I didn't know what to expect. And they were added quite late, weren't they? Because another band had to drop out. I forget who now. Ducking Punches.
Yes, that's right.
Backing Bunches was supposed to play, but COVID struck. So Dan just played acoustic earlier in the day at Yes, I think. But yeah, so we only really saw Terrapins because of that. So, and I'm glad I got to see them. They were really cool.
Yeah, it was good.
And then very quickly, Bruised Control, who are the last band of the day, and blew me away.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed their set.
Yeah.
They're a
I agree.
Manchester band, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they formed like at the start of lockdown or like during. So I don't think they've played that many shows. It's
But they were so tight. It was
Yeah.
that's actually surprising that they haven't played that many shows, because it looked like they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm assuming they've played quite a few Manchester shows already, because the crowd were really, really into it.
Yeah.
And like singing along, and the singer spent quite a lot of time on top of the crowd.
Yeah. As you do.
Bit of a hometown show then, yeah.
Yeah, I did feel like the really, really good way to end the first day, like after party. So yeah, I'm really happy to see them. And we'll do a quick advert before they before this runs out. Like Bruised Control are doing a tour with Sniff, which is Alex from Bobby Funk's like pop punk side project thing. I say that's doing a quick advert. I do not know the dates, but I know they're playing. I know they're playing New Cross. Bruise.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
I feel like it's in May. Yeah. The New Cross one is on May 24th, and they're doing a tour around them. Just find their socials and
check it
go
out.
check them out, because there are two sort of new bands going on a tour. So go support them, because both are really good.
Excellent.
Nice.
All right, cool. Shall we do that thing where we go away, but then we're actually back pretty much immediately?
Yes. Oh, I have to stop. I have to press buttons. Okay.
Welcome back to the Collins Punk Rock World podcast. We are talking about MPF, which was just this past weekend, and basically just trying to be more eloquent than going, it was amazing. So far we've done the warm-up, and we've talked about Friday. So let's get into Saturday. Our feet are sad, but not quite as sore and bruised as Sunday. We're feeling jazzed. We're getting out early, maybe to grab some food. What was everyone's highlights from Saturday? Maybe this time, let's start with Brett.
I spent a lot of, I know you mentioned earlier that like you started running around a lot on Saturday. I did a lot less of that on Saturday. I spent most of the first part of the day, I guess, or evening at the Union. And I caught a lot of really cool bands. Accidente were really, really good. They seemed really grateful to be playing to a crowd in Manchester, and super gracious, and they were just really good. And I enjoyed them a lot, even though I didn't understand a word that they were singing. It still was really enjoyable, and I think definitely a band I'll be staying up to date with and keeping track of going forward. And then I think Haka were a band that I had sort of known about beforehand, but never really been like that into them, I guess. But seeing them live, it was an amazing experience. I think that was one of the highlights of the day. They were just so tight and so good live. The atmosphere of the music that they put out there was just amazing, and I really enjoyed it. And then I think Coral Springs was another highlight for me.
Absolutely.
At Zombie Shack. I've been a fan of them for a while now, and Robyn as well. And just getting to see them, that kind of music, like super energetic, poppy punk in the Zombie Shack, was just really fun. And I think it was just exactly what I needed at that point in the day to get me through the rest of the evening.
Oh yeah, super energizing. Yeah,
they
killed it.
Just really, really good to see a band like that crush it live. And then I guess after that, we did the Skints, I think, although it says I did Bar Tape, but I don't remember too much of that. I think we did stay for Bar Tape. The sound for me was a little bit hard to decipher what they were singing in the Zombie Shack with bar tape, but still really, I think it was enough for me to be intrigued to look up some of their recorded stuff in future. And then we went to the Skints, which was an experience and really good, fun, different for me.
Skints were really, really good. Like,
Yeah.
I was expecting them to do a more like sort of punk rock set because it was Manchester Punk Festival, but they did like a straight reggae set and played some old stuff in there. It was still really, really cool. We were like right down the front for the Skints, and like, yeah, it was just absolutely just such a good time. Like,
it was a great groove. Like there was a lot of grooving, and then they played Swimming Lessons at the end, which is like their more recent song that gets like sort of quite heavy, and it sort of ends in this very sort of frantic sort of punk vibe. So there was a little bit of that, but for the most part there was like a lot of like nice grooving, which I think was great for Saturday night. I enjoyed that. I don't know if I want to like switch over to Dan and let him pour his heart out for Onsend, because I caught the end of that. That was so hard to get into. That was so packed. There were so many people there, and I only caught 3 songs, and it was still one of the best things I did that day. so I don't know, Dan. How was your Saturday?
So like, I'd like to point out that Drones and Onsing clashed, and I'm a huge Drones fan.
That's why I only caught 3 songs. Yeah.
And I miss Drones, and I'm so glad I did. Like, no disrespect to Drones, they knocked it out of the park. Like, there was a line round the block for Onsin to get in as it opened. So like, Gorilla opened at 3 o'clock, and Onsin started playing literally at 3 o'clock, pretty much. So like, people walked in and they came on stage and just started playing. And I can honestly say I cried 4 separate times during them playing, just out of pure sheer happiness that they were playing, and I was watching them. They played with a full band. Usually it's just the 2 of them, and they're like very stripped back and acoustic songs. So they played with a full band of, I think it was 6 or 7 of them. I want to say 6, with like full keyboards and everything. The lead singer of Martha was on bass, and they just came on, did Heterosexuality as a Construct, which is my favorite song, and they opened with it, and it was fantastic. And they did the song about one of G4S basically killing somebody that they were deporting on a plane and things like that, and basically said, talked about the fact the UK government is basically putting in a program that has similar things happening. And yeah, it just hit me in all the right places. It was political, it was upbeat, it was emotional, and it was perfect. Like, it's my set of MPF like knocked me away like good. Like, my only complaint was it wasn't at the end of a day. It was right at the beginning.
Yeah.
So like, I exerted a lot of energy watching them, and they were just absolutely fantastic. Like, if you ever get a chance to see Onsin, like, I can really recommend them, recommend every album and everything they've done. I caught their guitarist just before Chewy or JB, I can't remember which one, and he was just absolutely lovely, and had a quick chat with him, and yeah, got a hug, and I was just like over the moon. I was saying that his songs were just absolutely such a big influence on me, and I'm so glad that I got that. And
That's so
one
special.
one of the best things about MPF is like seeing people that you've watched play walking around and going up and having a chat and saying like, look, I really enjoyed this, but I also enjoyed your records. I've enjoyed these things you've done, and this stuff connected with me. And getting to have those conversations with people like they're your friends. It's sort of like, I know loads of people say don't meet your heroes, but like, I've never had a negative experience with people that I've walked up to and chatted about their albums or chatted about things they've done.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
I think it's so special. People take the time to make this music. They pour their hearts into their art. And for someone to come up to you and say that art connected with me in a very deep and personal way, and thank you. I always feel that being able to look someone in the eye and just say thank you is a very, very special thing. And I absolutely agree with you. And I'm so glad that you got to do that. That's really great. And I was making comparisons to Propaganda for that Onsen set. It was like that level, and it was early. It was very, very cool to see. So yeah. How was the rest of your Saturday, Dan?
The one last thing I would say, it was as full for Onsen as it was Random Hand the night before. And
Nice.
that is a big thing, like for a band playing at that time. Darko, like I think I think we all watched Darko. Apart
yeah.
from Colin.
Except for Colin.
I saw him on
Why didn't you
Tuesday.
watch Darko, man?
That's because I saw Dave's. I was in Darko on Tuesday at
Oh,
New
you saw
Cross.
him on Tuesday. Okay, that's
So I
fine.
went to see Dave's because I've never seen them and I've wanted to see them for years. They were really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Tell us all
we
about
had
Darko.
Holly singing with Darko, which was very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, just absolutely smashed it out of the park. They opened with The Ladder, which is their brand new song off the new EP. And Holly from Burning Flag got up and did the female portion of that song. And she smashed it out of the park.
Oh,
And like,
so good.
and then getting Tom, watch him playing the old Darko songs as well. And like adding his own spin on it and hitting those high notes that he's put in himself and things. It just like absolutely is just watching a band that I didn't think could take a step up has taken a step up. And
It's
that
pretty
is
amazing
huge.
How Tom has added to the sound of Darko. Like I wouldn't have expected it, I think, because I didn't know until very recently that they had switched vocalists to Tom, and like so I hadn't heard their new song until just before MPF or just before Tuesday nights, I guess. But I mean, it's a completely different level for me. Like
they blew me away.
So good. I don't think Robyn was a big fan before.
Yeah,
but I think now
I saw them on Tuesday and I was like mind blown.
She even bought a matching beanie with me.
Oh yeah, I wear my Darko beanie very proudly. Yes.
And also watching Dan and Rob's little faces when they were doing all the techie guitar bits.
Yeah,
They were so happy to be playing and so happy to be just smashing
and
it.
I playing the Union as well and seeing how many people it turned out, like pretty much first thing. Like, yeah, it's very cool.
I don't say this lightly. They are the best UK skate punk band, and I think everyone needs to see Darko, even if they're not into UK skate punk. Like they're absolutely incredible.
I agree.
Sorry, I was meant to be talking about other bands. We've done two. We've done two on Saturday.
I'll tell you what. You think about it a bit more, and we'll ask Colin.
Hello. Darko were really good on Tuesday. We started our day having breakfast, didn't we? We had a little CPRW breakfast meetup, which was really nice.
Yeah, it was very cool to see everybody.
That was my favourite band of the day.
Yeah. there was loads of toast involved.
There was a lot of toast. Yeah,
which I'm still confused about.
Didn't finish his toast.
Then we went off to the Sober Social as well, which was like what Sarah from Shout Louder and some other people put on for like people who like don't drink or have stopped drinking or are curious about not drinking, and that was just a really fun way to like start the day as well. I'm really rubbish at being social, and I think the point was to talk to other people who you don't know. Did not do that, but
we did.
Yeah, we met. We met friends.
That was such a fantastic event. Many thanks to Sarah. And I think, we were saying we dearly, dearly love Sarah. And we think that a real talent of hers is bringing people together. She's just so good and so good, I think, at knowing where people will kind of intersect or where their points of connection will be. So it wasn't very long. And she was like, oh, you've recently started working for Lego. Meet other people who've recently started working for Lego and who are also moving to Denmark. So
small world. Yeah,
very, very small world. Shout out to Jill and to Chris if they're listening or watching. It was super nice to meet you and looking forward to chatting to you more. And I just think that was just such a nice event. I think people who, and, I think I'm speaking on behalf of people who are here, but, I think drinking is often to offset that social anxiety that comes with shows. And so just to have a specific place to meet people that's safe and so welcoming, it was great. That was such a great idea.
Yeah,
and it was really fun.
They'll do it every year as well.
Yeah.
I hope so.
It was a really nice, like Colin, I just chatted to the people I knew, which was really bad of me. But I hadn't seen a lot of them for so long. And to be honest, I'm much somebody that doesn't talk and just watches bands a lot of the time. So I only ever speak to people between bands or between venues.
That's the best kind of person in a crowd, right?
Yes, we're not appreciative of people who talk through sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that man at Apologies who was really loud.
Yeah, I was unimpressed, but it's fine.
Yeah, so that was really nice. What else did we do?
I wasn't in any of the pictures for the Sober Social because I went and got a drink at the bar. I went and got my Coke and like
Worst timing ever.
Pictures because of it. But yeah, Sarah kind of smashed that for putting it on, and I saw her all weekend just like dashing past me. And she was just like, "Hi, Dad," and then gone.
Yeah.
So like she just seemed overly busy, and so yeah, but it was a really nice thing to set up and like really good.
That was great.
I thought more. Oh,
you go, Dan.
I was gonna move on. So if you got,
I was gonna say Saturday for me was Proper.
Yes,
like Proper were so good at Gorilla. They just like really funny, like really engaging with the crowd, incredibly tight. And like at some point their bassist went into like this like bass solo that like if someone had been like Proper will melt your face off, you'd be like, really? Yes they will. They were fire. That was really good. And it's just, yeah, they probably my top band for that day, I would say, even with everything and all things considered. Like they were phenomenal. Yeah, and then I want to talk about Graftioki, but I don't know if there's anyone else, anybody else wants to mention.
Yeah, because I don't think I saw any of the bands you guys saw that day.
No, we were very.
I don't think I saw you at all.
I still got Proper were incredible. I was in the room as well. They were just like, they were one of those bands that I was umming and ahhing about seeing, and then I was so glad I saw them. They were like really good, like their stage presence and everything about them, their sound. Like I still need to pick up an album, but yeah, I'm super looking forward to listening to them in full.
And their new album was like just released.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely want to go check out.
Yeah, I'll talk about my bands now. I thought
Go
I saw the social and then we just got distracted.
Do it.
I saw bands. So I started the day with a band called Dave's, who I from the north somewhere. They were like a shouty pop punk band I've like wanting to see for ages. Like before lockdown started, I became aware of them, and then lockdown happened. But yeah, so they were really cool. I think their bass player, their partner, like had their baby the day before as well. So
wow.
I don't know if they were joking or not, but apparently like their partner like organized to have the C-section on the day before so they could play MPF.
That is
that's
commitment.
true. That's incredible.
That is incredible commitment. Wow.
What a woman.
Shout out.
Yeah, but they were really, really cool. Obviously, Onsend was, I think I saw 4 songs, and that 4 songs, top notch. Then I went to see Hell's Ditch at Breadshed, who are like Nick from River Jumpers' new band. I'm a big River Jumpers fan, so finally get to see Hell's Ditch. They're another band who basically sort of formed right before lockdown, and then.
Oh.
But yeah, they were really cool live, and get to see them again at Booze Cruise in Bristol in a couple of weeks or a month. Whenever that happens, I've lost track of dates at this point.
What is time, really?
What is time?
I believe it's the 18th of June, Colin.
It is, because you've got a show on the 17th.
I was saving the plug for later, but
we haven't reached ad break time yet.
yeah, but they were really cool, like sort of just pop punk. Like they don't have that many songs yet, so they kind of plowed through them quite quickly. But they did do a cover of the Clash's "Train in Van," which was quite cool. Like,
Nice.
it's not a Clash cover I was expecting either. Like when people don't usually kind of cover that one, but that was cool. Then I went to Yes for Bang Bang Cocktail, which was
Nice.
really fun. Like nice crowd. I got to hang out with my buddy Chris Fishlock, of Fishlock Promotions, and just wonderful human being. So I got to hang out with him. And then I met up with Emma. She couldn't get into Bang Bang Cocktail, so she was waiting outside for me. She tried, and we were heading to. I think we were going to get some food, and then she reminded me, like, she said, "When are you seeing Holiday?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, when am I seeing Holiday?" And that was at that moment I was supposed to be seeing Holiday, so I hurried to Gorilla for that. And I feel like we should talk about this moment because I feel like it happened to quite a few people over the weekend. Like, so I got to Gorilla, got like searched and whatnot, and I sort of like want to say straight away, I'm fully aware that the organizers of MPF, they don't employ the security guards.
Yeah.
But the security guards at Gorilla, I think that's the only time I really had any issue with security guards. But the security guards at Gorilla weren't the friendliest of bunch, to sort of, I guess, put it nicely. So they were searching me, which I'm absolutely fine about. Got nothing to worry about. So I sort of emptied my pockets for them. Then the guy doing the thing, like, took my wallet out of my hand and then just started searching for it. And I was just like, what's going on? This is not like
super
a thing
invasive.
I am used to. Like, again, no issue with them doing it, but it did. I just thought they could have communicated to sort of say, look, I'm just going to take your wallet out of your hand to check you don't have anything you shouldn't in it. But I felt like if he'd just communicated properly, I wouldn't have gone into like that set with a bit of a sour taste in my mouth and just being like, fuck this guy. I'm not enjoying Gorilla today. And I usually really like Gorilla as a venue. But
some of my friends literally turned around and said during the weekend, I don't want to go to Gorilla because I don't want to get searched as much as they're doing it.
Yeah, I didn't go see the headline act on the Saturday. It was Svalbard. Because I was like, yeah, I can't be bothered with Gorilla anymore. Like, I very much appreciate he's doing a job. He's doing it for everyone's safety and fair play. But just, I feel like it's very unlikely. Yeah, just communicate, and then you're not going to get. I mean, I was quite polite and I was sort of friendly with it, but because that's just my general nature. But I imagine some other people, he might have got a bit more attitude back and sort of bit. So if you just communicate and sort of say, this is why I'm doing this. And then I guess if someone says, no, you can't do that, they can't go in, that's their problem. But but that was put on the slight, that's my only negative of the whole weekend. Just one dickhead security guard. But and the one who took my peanuts. The one who took my peanuts weren't a fan of them either.
I would like to say, like, special shout out to the Union security team, who were absolutely amazing. Like, I never had any issues at the Union, and like I felt good going to that venue. Like, if they needed to search a bag or anything, they were like super like, can we search your bag? Really nice. Like, sort of like really nice. If they did do a pat down, they're like, hey, can you just stand here? I'm just going to check you, like, and it was never longer than it had to be, and it wasn't excessive. And they also remembered people. That was the big issue for me at Gorilla. We went outside for 3 minutes for like a smoke or something, come back in, they'd completely forgotten who you were, and you had to get a full search, even probably more invasive than the previous search you've just had, which was really entertaining, because you'd be like, hey, you just searched me, and like be really friendly with the security guard, and they just would just full on search you harder. It was weird.
I would assume they have had some sort of like, they're following instructions, and they may potentially have had some sort of issues in the past at that venue, such why they're being so strict on it. And like I say, it's fair enough. It's they are doing it for people's safety, which is good. But yeah, communicate. But yeah, anyway, I saw Holiday and they were really good. I enjoyed Holiday. And like there was like one of those bands, there's a couple over the weekend that had been like late replacements, and I see a few, and every single one I was blown away by. So that was like I'm assuming most of the bands who were replacements were sort of local-ish to Manchester bands, and it really sort of puts a testament to how much talent there is up there. So that was really, because the Holiday were really cool. And then we went to see another band, Slow Science at Zombie Shack, who were like reformed and like just put out a new EP. We only saw like half of the set because I wanted to also watch a bit of JB, because it's JB Conspiracy.
Yeah.
And we managed to
They
get
were
to
great.
Union just in time to see the long, is it called The Long Road to Zurich? Is that the song I'm thinking of?
Yeah,
Off the new
Long Road
album,
to Zurich,
which is my favorite off the new album. We got there just in time for that. And
That was
Perfect.
they had the crowd going off because they're the JB Conspiracy and they're really, really
Oh,
good.
it was so fun. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my highlights. And then we went to back to I spent a lot of time in Zombie Shack over the weekend. I think it's my favorite of the NPF venues.
Yeah, and shout out to the security at Zombie Shack who just would basically give me a high five on the way in.
Yeah.
They were awesome.
I didn't get that treatment.
We were in Zombie Shack a lot. I think like they were just like, "Oh, it's you again." I was like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Yeah, I didn't get that. But yeah, we saw Coral Springs. Who I think we got there quite late, and the room was quite full. I could see someone jumping around down the front, being quite happy, which I assume was Robyn. But yeah, they had quite a nice
down the
crowd.
front.
And then like bar tape, and I agree with you about the sound. But yeah, I like, for me, anyone wearing a like a bang with someone wearing a Dopamines t-shirt, I'm gonna like this
fair
band.
enough. Yeah.
So I really enjoyed them, and like I checked them out a bit before, and I was glad I got to see them because I think they're based in Ireland. So I don't know how often I will get to see them again. So I was glad I took the chance.
Nice.
Because Redeeman were playing at Gorilla, and I absolutely love Redeeman, and I love Pook, but also I can see them often. They're playing Level Up.
So there you go.
Bar Tape actually just did have a bit of like a copyrights Dopamines type of vibe. Just a little bit more shouty.
That
maybe.
fest sound with like a more British, like Irish style to it. More, I guess, a rawness to it, I'd say. Less overproduced.
I could imagine them like playing a set at fest with beer being thrown around. Like, sure.
Fingers crossed.
Speaking of raw Irishness.
Yeah. Segue.
Did you catch Chewy, Colin?
Of course I caught Chewy.
It was like a religious experience. It was absolutely
fantastic. It was
fantastic.
Saturday as well.
Yeah.
Good
Saturday
time.
was ridiculous.
Saturday was ridiculous.
Was it that wasn't
ridiculous? No, but it's like we're gonna hit to Sunday soon, and Sunday was
how
like
I would describe Sunday.
Yeah, like completely blew my mind. I feel like we're just ramping up.
I feel like we shouldn't like just gloss over just how good Chewy were either, because
I'm not done. The only small criticism I had, they didn't play the new song, the singing from the septic tanks, and I was really stoked to hear that song live, but I was still happy with the set list. Like, it was really good. And like everything they put out, it was belting, and like the crowd was singing along. And it was like you were in a church essentially with like the sing-alongs. Like, it was so good.
I think even in that big room as well, it did feel quite intimate. Just because everyone was crowded in.
Enough people.
Having a sing, everyone was into it. So, yeah. I mean, everyone loves Chewy, I think, so.
Yeah, it's true. Another one of those punk church bands that I call it going to punk church.
Yeah, I don't think we met a person that went to Chewy that had a bad thing to say about it.
No.
Like, I wasn't there, but anyone else that was there, I feel like had a great time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did we do Saturday? We just haven't talked about the after party.
Martha was amazing as well. I first time seeing them, they were incredible. I really liked them.
I saw them the last NPF. Yeah, super good.
They closed with this song called what is it? It's called, I think, Into the Void. And it's like literally the standout track on their newest album. And it's like, it was so good to hear it live. And like, it's just called The Void. It's just, they were incredible. They were lovely. Like, it was like the second half of watching Onsen for me.
I was going to say, Martha and Onsen,
it was really nice.
Damn.
I was really stoked when Colin like literally turned around and went, Martha is Onsen. Like, it's mainly the same people, but they're doing a full band. And I was like, wait, there's 3 more records of Onsen songs?
I remember the first time I ever saw Martha. It was this is probably a reference that Robyn and Brett won't get, but the Black Heart in Camden?
Yes.
I saw them there supporting Reviver.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
which was like, that's like, what's the Black Heart? 200 people?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think so.
Yeah. So
That
I
must
saw,
have been.
Wow.
I saw him there. Then a couple of years later, I see him at MPF at Gorilla and like in a packed room there. Just like the scale was like, wow, this band have blown up.
They're
Yeah.
massive now.
Mm.
I think we'll round out Saturday with the after parties.
Yeah.
Graftioki.
Graftioki, I
Okay.
love them so much.
So like, the first lady gets up and she does 99 balloons by Goldfinger, and she does so well. And
Yeah,
like, I
it was
was
good.
like, oh, this is like high standard. Like, she's really set the bar, and like, I
No,
really
she,
hope.
but-
okay, she set the bar crazy high.
Compared to, and no disrespect to anyone that did it in 2019, but like the bar was set much higher. Like 2019 made it, like I went in expecting not that good, and 99 red balloons.
Yeah,
maybe,
I don't know
like,
if she's fronting a
smashed it
band,
out the
but
park,
she should
yeah.
be.
Yeah, it was good.
Like, to me, I was like, she's not a professional singer, but like that was really good.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really hope everything is this level. And then the guy got up and did
Alkaline Trio,
Alkaline
Private
Trio
Eye.
and Private Eye, and absolutely butchered the thing. Like, I've never wanted to see it.
If they
Something
hadn't
put
told
out
me
of
that
its
it was
misery.
Private Eye, I don't know if I would have recognized it.
Oh, it was
Oh,
still
yeah.
well fun.
It was fun.
It was
but-
fun.
Yes,
It was
I do
fun,
not
but-
endorse Dan's comments.
Well, you didn't think that.
I can't even remember it. I had a nice time. My big achievement from that set was like Mike of Triple Sunday when we got to Rebellion, and like I went up to the bar and it was absolutely like rammed, like 10 deep, like.
Yeah.
But I reckon there was 200 people by that bar. Maybe exaggerating slightly, but not massively. So I got there, I was like, yeah, bugger that, I'm not queuing for a drink. So I went and talked to Brian and Kat from our friends from Scotland.
Yeah.
And then when I found out, I was like, yeah, I failed at getting drinks. There was people and I couldn't be bothered. Then I was like, we were talking to Mike and Chloe, our friends, like Mike and Triple Sunday. And they were like, oh, we're going to get you a drink. I was like, oh, thanks very much. And then Graftioki started and like the room was just ridiculously full. And I think it was about 20 minutes later, I got a message from Mike saying, yeah, your drinks are at the table they just decided to sit on if you want to come and get them. And they were like, so I went and got them. I was like, how am I going to get these back without spilling them? And I was so like, I've never been more careful because I was like,
the great difficulty.
I
Yeah.
was just going down some steps. I was fully aware that there's a good chance I'm going to spill it on someone, and I don't want to do that because one, it'll make them sticky, and two, I'm thirsty.
Someone did spill beer on me in that Graftioki set for exactly that reason.
Wasn't me,
So,
but I managed to get them all the way back without spilling, and that was like
good job.
my proud moment of that day.
We
yeah, I
can
think-
talk. We can talk about we can talk crap about the people that sing the songs up there, but still kudos because
Oh my gosh,
Way-
get up and do it.
way
Motivation,
braver than
like,
than
yeah.
me.
I could talk about like the fact he butchered the Alkaline Trio, but his stage presence was great. He really
Yeah.
went for the thing.
Yeah. I always love like Graftioki, they end with Praise Chorus by Jimmy Eat World.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good.
And
way to end it.
that is such a like
And then
This-
they got the front woman of Martha up to do Smash Mouth All Star. And
oh my gosh, yes, All Star was so good.
she went for it in such a like, it was such in the spirit of the thing way, and getting
Yes.
like doing
Oh,
the
it
high
was
notes and like
Her and a couple
belting them
others
out.
as well. I think it was three of them on stage.
No,
for
that's-
All
No,
Star.
no, that was the Green
was
Day
for Green
cover
Day.
before.
Oh, that's right. That was
Yeah.
for Green Day.
I'd shout out to the kid that jumped up and did the Rise Against cover from the first album as well. The
Yes.
Black Mask and Gasoline.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, that was.
excellent.
I was stood next to Tom West, and both me and him sort of looked at each other and like, "This is the first Rise Against record."
So long ago.
It is not the first Rise Against record, Dan.
It's not. Is it the
No.
second? Am I
Yes, you're
wrong?
missing out. Unraveling.
Brett
I
is
thought
very
it was on
protective of the
Unraveling.
unraveling.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
And I
have
don't think
just
we,
been picked
we
up?
can't finish. We can't not talk about Mikey Wong,
Yeah,
who
that was fun.
who crushed Descendants. I'm the one with an interesting take on the chorus. I think.
It worked.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was really
He's
fun.
got a convenient name.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I woke up the next day and I was scrolling through Facebook and it said recommended friends, Mikey Wong.
They are listening.
Nice.
Yeah, that was really cool. I enjoyed they started with Party Hard as well, didn't they? Andrew WK.
Yeah,
Which I
did.
thought
Oh
was quite
yeah.
funny because I've been talking to my buddy Toby, like because he's like he likes to be center of attention. I thought he'd really love to get on stage to do graffiti, and he loves Andrew WK, and I was like, you should. No, he sort of joked about doing it, and then they started playing it. I was like, oh, Toby's not on stage.
That was the other thing. There was one of them jumped up and did a Bad Brains song, and he managed to pull out all 3 microphones on stage, and it was like every singer's worst
Yes.
nightmare watching it. I was like, oh no, just like hold on to the microphone, don't touch the cables. Come on, no. I had severe anxiety watching that. Oh, it was good though. I really enjoyed the graffiti. I think I might even take part next year. Who knows?
Nice.
Yes.
And I'm going to
We're here
critique
for
you
it.
so hard after what you said about the
Oh,
private eye guy.
defo, do it.
I
I think
I'll
we
do
should do
something
Private
brutally
Eye.
I will do an hour-long podcast sat by myself. Just so
Yes, come on. Because can I be on that podcast and actually rip into myself? Can
Yeah,
we
you just
watch
have to
the
sit in
recording
silence while I
back?
abuse you.
Yeah.
Should we quickly talk about Oasis before we time out again?
Yeah, tree transforming into a Gallagher or multiple Gallaghers.
Yeah,
Leo.
I left early, so I didn't catch the rest of the after party. But I think Colin
Yeah,
and Dan.
yeah.
I
I just saw the clips afterwards. I was amazed.
Yeah.
It was.
I was disappointed at how tight they were. I was expecting a shambles, but they were really, really good. I just thought it'd be a bit of a laugh, but it seemed like they've been taking the whole thing very seriously. So the band was, you had Tree, who's like one of the MPF organizers. I'm sure everyone listening to this knows who Tree is. Then you had Danny from Fair Dues, I'm assuming was being Noel Gallagher.
All right.
And then
I can never keep the Gallaghers straight. I'm sorry.
Then you had Matt, who used to be Revenge of the Psychotronic Man on guitar. And I think one of the guys from Bruised Control on bass. And then the drummer from Bruised Control on drums as well, I think.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not an Oasis fan. I've said many times I dislike them because I grew up in Essex, so I have to be Team Blur because that's how it works. Dan's looking confused, but he's young. He doesn't know about the 90s.
I was born then.
My brothers were huge Oasis fans, and I had to listen to those records way too much.
Did they do like a greatest hits Oasis set, or did they do like?
I assume so. I don't know.
Yeah,
okay, fair
you're
enough.
asking the wrong person. Yeah,
I recognized a couple of them,
I
but
assume so.
I'm sure they played Wonderwall.
they played Wonderwall.
At some point.
They didn't play What Roll With It, which is one of the ones I know and don't dislike. But no, they were like, from what I could make out, they were really good, and like everyone in the crowd was really into it. And like, turns out Tree can sing. Yeah, so that was a really cool like thing they did for the festival, for the after parties. It worked really, I guess, because it's Manchester as well. If you can sing Oasis songs in Manchester, you're probably onto a winner. But for me, they were too tight. I wanted
Wanted a
chaos.
sloppier cover band. Yeah.
But fair play to Tree as well, because he'd hurt his back like the day before MPF started, and he got through the whole festival and like did the set, and I imagine he was in a slight bit of pain. So fair play to Tree for powering through and like everything he did the whole weekend and playing the set, and yeah, well done, Tree.
Good job. We could maybe talk a little bit more, but obviously Yeah, just to give a shout out to all the organizers for the whole weekend, but we can save it for the end.
Yeah.
I think once we've spoken about Saturday and
Damn.
spoken about Sunday.
Can you get your plug-in for your gig in less than a minute?
Yeah, we have. I am putting on a show at the Weather Station in Reading. It is on the 17th of June. And the lineup is Trophy Jump, Burnt Tapes, Missing the Scene, Buds, and Tape It Shut. And it's going to be a fantastic night. Starts doors 6:30. And I'm going to try and get all the music finished by 10:30. And
Sounds phenomenal.
Free entry, and you can't complain with those bands. So
Trophy
come on if
Jump,
you're
Burnt
ready.
Tapes. Damn.
See you there.
Yay.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back in just 2 seconds. All right, welcome back, everyone. We have one more day to chat about for MPF 2022. And Sunday was absolutely epic.
Off the hook.
Off the hook. It was-
I don't think I've ever used that phrase in my
were
entire
tired.
life.
We were tired, our feet were sore, and we did not feel any of it. It was ridiculously good. Shall I go first this time?
Yeah.
I won't pick on anybody. I think me and Jess from Vegan Punks are probably the two people at the festival most excited to see Signals Midwest. I can't speak on behalf of everyone, but we were crazy stoked, and they were so good. I cannot explain. I cried. They played You're Gonna Be Golden. They played Alchemy Hour. They played their new songs. They are so good recorded, and they were even better live. Just so energetic and engaging. Like, it was so hard that they clashed with Pendleton. That was my roughest clash of the whole festival. But Signals Midwest were just phenomenal. Guys, the day finally came. It arrived. You bore witness to me finally experiencing Fresh. It happened. Yes. And holy crap, it was good. Just how is that band so tight and so fun at the same time? It's like they're playing off each other and just having the best time on stage, and it's just perfect. It's just perfect in my ears, and everybody's singing along. Anyway, if I could talk for a very long time about Fresh, and then I will preempt. I won't go on about it for too long, but the absolute religious experience that is seeing a Wilhelm Scream live, and you know, we were saying it's phenomenal that Wilhelm Scream can play songs that are so technical, and they, you know, they just blast through it on stage, and it's so tight, but that is, you can also just sing along to so well, and everyone can just jump on top of and yell, and the crowd was just so good. It was just the right amount of people, the right amount of moving around. It is one of the best things I've ever seen, and I've seen Wilhelm Scream before, and that was possibly the best that I've ever seen them. It was like a life-changing set. That set, we loved it, loved it. Yeah, and I don't want to go on about everyone. I'm gonna leave stuff for other people, and I'm gonna stop talking at that point.
I'll just jump in on the Wilhelm Scream. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Like watching them play the songs from the new album as well, and them getting such a response on them, and like them feeling so perfectly and so powerful, and like it's the B1 to No One. That one just sounded absolutely incredible, and they played it live.
Excellent.
So good. And like finishing with The King Is Dead was like absolutely incredible. I think I was like next to Mark Bell, Matt Spear from Ear Nutrition, and Kyle from Lesser Known Characters, and like we were just all belting out the words, and it was just like absolutely incredible.
Oh yeah.
And just oh, Charlotte was there, who's Matt Spears' other half as well, and like it was just
You got to belt it. You got to
all
belt
of us
it.
were just like absolutely into it and like just going for it, and it was just absolutely incredible. And like I think most people that walked out of it said like it was like a wall of sound coming out of them.
Yeah,
it just,
and they played the horse, which is always special to experience live. And I also just think, you know, Nuno, the front man, he talks a lot about just the sense of community, how special it was that we could actually all be there together again, that they could be touring, that we could be in that room together. And I think coming to that at the end of the whole weekend, it was just like this great sort of sense of giving thanks, I think, in that moment. So it was, yeah,
no matter how many times you've seen a Wilhelm scream, like it never disappoints, like, and they did not disappoint on Sunday night, that's for sure. It was easily my favorite set of the weekend, and I mean, I saw so many awesome bands, but that was just,
it blew my head off.
it was amazing. But some other bands that we saw on Sunday,
but that's the thing, it was one of,
getting to watch Robyn watch Fresh was a life-changing experience. They were also really good. It was I think Robyn used all the words that I could have possibly thought of to describe it.
Robyn described Fresh how I would have described them as well. I mostly went to see them because I really wanted to see Robyn finally see them after her like trials and tribulations of her trying to all these years.
And do you know what though? What I said to Brett was, because I got to see them play, you know, for instance, a song like, and I don't know that this is the title, but the song, you know, I am valued, I am loved, and like that's such a very special song, and to end the set by absolutely screaming along to that. Like sometimes the universe like works for you, and part of me feels like I saw Fresh at exactly the right time when I absolutely love that album, that Withdraw album. So do you know what? I actually think it worked out just fine, and I'm wondrously happy.
I think I actually did get to see Pendleton. I was also kind of torn between watching Signals Midwest because of how Robyn has gushed over them for so long. But I decided to go the pop skate punk route, and I saw Pendleton and On Hiding to Nothing. And I mean, both bands are just such Brett wheelhouse bands. They're just really fast pop punky or catchy skate punk. It was just really amazing. It's really a bummer that Pendleton, they chose that to be their last show. So I've seen them for the first and last time,
maybe
until they reunite.
We know that bands sometimes do this, where they're like last show, and then everybody's super like jazzed on them again, and then they're like, maybe we do this again. So you never know.
And catching On Hiding to Nothing with Dan and Matt was also really fun and really good experience.
Yeah, it's a shame about Pendleton. They were one of those bands where I was like, oh, I really want to catch them when I catch them. And then they fully delivered. And then it's just like, oh, that was really, really good. It's a shame. I know the exact vibe. On Hiding to Nothing are always incredible. Like, seeing Jack's energy on stage as well is just always like a pleasure, and like I love Dell's songwriting. It's so good. Like I really like those guys, and like it just delivered on that sort of like fast, like energetic punk rock, especially like for a shot on the Sunday.
I didn't go to it that set because I was somewhere else, but it was really cool to hear so many people be that into it, sort of, because they seem like one of those bands that are like New Cross best kept secret.
It was very much that. Like there was probably like I'd say like 8 or 9 people who knew all the words that were near the front, and then everybody else there had never seen them before, and they walked out just selling so much merch and gaining so many fans. So that was just amazing to see for them.
That's awesome, because really nice guys as well.
Yeah, they're lovely.
And I think they were like, I think I described it to Robyn. It's like skate punk doesn't always have to be super technical and like that, like fiddly guitar work and stuff. although they're excellent at their musical instruments, it was just like really good, fast skate punk, which is like sometimes what you need in your life most of the time.
Well, quoting Matt Spear, he said to me that they're like really British as well with their element and sort of sense of humor. Like their entire discography comes across as kind of sarcastic in like a lot of the humor, which is a very British thing to have in sort of genre, which is really cool.
Nice. Weren't PMX on Sunday as well?
Yeah, they were.
Speaking of a little bit of self-deprecating humor.
Yeah, thanks Dan for getting Colin in trouble. Again.
That was the best thing. And you will never know what they said about you.
I've been told by a couple of people I was mentioned. And I was like, oh, I wasn't there. I don't know what I was doing. But
apparently you really upset them, Colin.
Yeah, I think they're sending lawyers.
Yeah, they're coming for you.
Oh no, I'll have to give him the keys to the empire.
I now call them Sarah Williams and the PMX though, because she was their drum kit kept moving forward, so Sarah jumped up to like stop the drum kit moving for the rest of the set, which was really good of her.
Yeah.
Any reason to get on stage? That Sarah's such an attention seeker.
I was gonna say that's Sarah just like smoothing things and making sure everything runs really well.
That's probably more it. I like to rip her. Though again, this is another day where I don't feel like I saw any of you. But
I remember seeing you at Fresh. We were together for Fresh.
That was right near the end of the day.
And then we saw you at
the after parties.
Yeah, so I barely saw you then.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just mention that I did also just fall in love with Ilona from Shit Present. I remember I just turned to Emma at the end of the set and I was like, I think I'm in love with her. I very possibly if she just came up and said, run away with me right now, I'd be like, okay, let's go. Which Emma responded, I know exactly what you mean.
I do feel like one of the first bands Emma and I saw together was Shit Present, and she said this to me and I was like, brilliant. This is good.
And I think we mentioned before that sometimes bands, like especially if they are in the Union or Gorilla, and they're playing to a crowd that is not as big as it would normally be, and they'll even mention on stage, I remember Shit Present saying like, we haven't played for a while and like we're a bit nervous, and you cannot tell. Like they just played like so flawlessly and like so tight and so like connected with each other. It was so good. So I just want to mention them as well, and Emma and I are free to run away anytime.
Yeah, totally free. I have no issues with it.
I have one.
So Colin, tell us about your day.
Oh, well, I watched football. Palace lost. That was disappointing.
It was sad.
But before then, I watched Clayface at Zombie Shack, who are like one of the like new additions to the lineup that come along quite late. And I was really impressed with them. They're like a band I've been aware of for a while and hadn't got to see because I don't think they come to London ever. So that was quite cool. They were really good, like kind of, I guess, gruff sort of punk, that kind of thing. Then I went to see The Infested. It was like the Freeway Clash at that time of the day. It was like The Infested, Shit Present, and On a Hiding to Nothing.
Yeah, it was rough.
So that was like, I was going to do, I thought I had to sort of say sorry on a hiding to nothing, but I feel like I'm more likely to see you again. And then after all my escapades with Gorilla security guards, I was like, fuck Gorilla, I'm not going to Gorilla anymore. So I didn't see Shit Present. So I just saw all of The Infested. And I feel like, I don't know why I hadn't seen them before, but they were absolutely brilliant. I really enjoyed it. They look more on like the crusty side of ska punk.
Is that the band you described to me as the angriest ska band ever?
Oh no, that was later in the day.
Oh, okay.
That was a different one. That was a different one. Yeah, but they had like a load of technical difficulties, like what the singer's guitar just, like died, and then his amp died, and they couldn't get it working, so he just did the set singing, and the other guys doing the instrument spit. But but yeah, it's really, really tight, really good band. A lot of fun. Like, for like, I always like the crustier side of sort of stuff. I'm always a bit wary for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, but they all seem like really nice and like we're just there to have a really good time in the crowd. It wasn't massive at that time of the day, I guess, because of the clashes elsewhere, and Union is a very big room, but they still put everyone who was there, I think, had a really, really good time. So
Nice.
yeah, and they're playing like I've only got a few shows left, so they're breaking up. So I'm glad I did take the opportunity to see them, and hopefully I will get at least one more chance to see them again because they are playing with Days and Days at New Cross when that happens. When that happens, forget the date. It's a Wednesday. I know that because I have to get the time off work. But yeah, who else did I see that? I went to see Don Blake do their final ever show as well.
Oh, Don Blake were great.
Yeah, it was really good. It was at Zombie Shack and it was packed. Like I know a lot of people couldn't get in as well who wanted to go. So
I was outside eating food because I couldn't get in.
We just made it in. We were in the back.
Sorry, Dan, at least, was it the Tea Time Collective?
Oh yeah, the food from
Yeah,
the
at
Tea
least
Time
the
Collective was
Tea Time
fantastic.
Collective is superb. So at least the food was good.
I mean, to be fair, for like I was sort of sat at the back of the room when it was starting to fill up watching football because I was missing the Palace game.
We were still hopeful at that point. Yeah.
Yeah. Then after
Remember that?
Yeah. Then like second half, me and Emma went back to our Airbnb and sort of sat on the sofa and took our shoes off and watched the second half before coming back for a good friend who like one of my sets of the weekend, I think.
So good. So good. Wow.
I hadn't seen them since I guess around 2015.
When you saw them with Nothington?
Yeah, which I think was 2015, must have been at the Underworld.
No, 2016, I think.
Was it 2016? I can't. It was
so.
It was around the
He
time.
told me about it. Colin came home and he was like, Robyn, this band, good friend, they're amazing. I remember it very well.
I was like, were you there?
They were really good though. Like, I don't know. I think I enjoyed them so much more this time as well. I guess I don't know if because it was more of it was a busier room and it's a more DIY kind of environment than like what the Underworld is. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Sam Russo joined them to sing a song and sort of danced around the crowd, and that was a really fun set. Like I had planned on leaving that one early to go see a bit more of Jaya the Cat, but I was enjoying it so much I didn't.
Yeah.
So like it's good to see good friend finally again because it's been a very long time in the waiting for that. Yeah. So I caught the end of Jaya the Cat and they had a nice big crowd for them. I walked in just as they started playing Fake Carreras, which is my favorite Jay the Cat song as well, so that was excellent timing.
Nice.
Who else did I see after Jay the Cat?
I think then you would have seen Fresh.
I saw Robyn see Fresh,
and then you would have run away to go watch
we went to
Ride.
Yeah, but we got there and Risky and the Ridicule were still playing, so we caught the end of their set as well.
Nice.
And like they're a band that are growing on me every time I happen to see them, which is like they're a very, very good live band and they really get a crowd going. So that was cool to see a bit of them.
Oh yeah, that's why I ended up seeing a bit of PMX as well, because Fresh did finish a bit early, as I recall.
I really wanted to see them, but they clashed with PMX, so I kind of missed them. They've always been that band that I've really been meaning to clash because I kind of like the whole hip hop with punk rock sort of thing, and like it's just kind of cool. Yeah, I'll catch them soon, I'm sure.
Oh, they're everywhere all the time. They work hard. So you'll definitely catch them again. Then yeah, we only saw the first half of Roughneck because we wanted to get to Plot 32 at Zombie Shack, but Roughneck are always really, really good live. So I think anyone.
Yeah, we saw them 2018.
Yeah,
one of the previous years.
Yeah,
they really caught half the set, but that was a good half of the set. I really enjoyed it, but then like I say, we had to the set I was probably most anxious about getting in that whole weekend was the Plot 32 set at Zombie Shack.
I think rightly so, because it was like right after the headliners and it's the only thing on at that time.
Yeah.
And Zombie Shack was full.
Yeah, it was packed.
Yeah, we left and then we sort of kind of met up with like all of the New Cross Scar scene all sort of left there wherever they were early. And just sort of congregated outside of like the Zombie Shack before going in. And then that was that. I mean, that set was Block 32 on absolute chaos, but so much fun. Like again, I found myself in a pit, and for the second time,
My
that
feet were
weekend-
so sore and I was just dancing.
It's fantastic. And them playing the Vega Boys cover of Boom Boom
Boom,
Boom
Boom,
was
Boom.
fantastic.
I'd really hyped that set up to everyone as well. Like obviously I did the interview and then like when I did the preview, I was like, this band are gonna be brilliant. Go and see this band. And then they delivered and then some, I feel. Like it was so good. Like they're doing Level Up this year as well. So I'm really excited to see them come down to New Cross.
Yeah, that would be great.
That was really cool. And I think everyone come out of that very sweaty and very happy.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And then it rained. It rained an
Yeah,
MPF weekend.
then for
Let
the
it
first
rain.
time in like all of MPF history.
Well, that we've been part of. Anyway.
Yeah, but
Like,
Colin
all
also
of
said like
MPF
never
history.
rained on MPF. Like the heavens opened up and
So,
Did it rain hard?
it
though?
drizzled,
We-
shall we
We
say.
went back to the Airbnb to get.
We had some food, we
Food.
rested,
Yeah.
shall we say.
I did not.
We-
I feel like this is why I'm sick.
but nothing was going to stop us seeing Forever I'm Clean. Absolutely no amount of exhaustion would get between
Yeah,
us and them.
Dragged ourselves to that.
But I think, did you both catch Corrupt Vision?
I did. They
Oh,
were
Dan,
the-
did you not?
They were the angriest ska band I was
Oh,
talking
yes.
about.
Oh,
Like,
they were the angriest ska band.
like yeah, I wasn't really expecting to see them. It was raining, so we went indoors. It was like very sort of thrashy grindcore kind of stuff. Then we were like, okay, this isn't for us. And then they started playing like upstroke scary stuff as well. And like they're two things like I've explained, and it feels like they shouldn't work,
yeah.
but it was fantastic. I was like, it was a really, really perfect after party set, I think, where everyone was a bit like this more chilled out and like, yeah, this is what's going on. This is fun. And they've just, that was probably my biggest surprise of the whole weekend, like how much I enjoyed that.
Nice.
I don't necessarily feel like I'd go and like watch their own set or like probably put them on to listen to them. But if they're ever at another festival again, I probably would pop along and check them out again.
Nice.
It's that kind of band. Yeah, and then I think everyone's probably in their top 5 sets of the whole weekend. It was probably Forever and Clean.
Oh,
Easy.
yeah.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
It was
They
indescribable.
And the
Yeah.
sing-alongs.
And just to see the massive crowd singing along to their
Ah.
songs, it was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great to see. And did Forever and Clean play the after party last time as well? Were
They played really, really early on one of the days.
Yeah.
But they were Breadshed again.
Yes,
It
that
was also
Breadshed
Breadshed.
again.
Yeah.
And it was like they were super well received that time, but it was like you could just see how they'd like grown.
Yeah.
Oh no.
just like them banging out track after track from the album back to back. It was just fantastic. They must have played like 15 songs or something. It was like they're just railing through stuff. It was I think Robyn and Brett are frozen, Colin.
Oh no, do we have to carry it now?
Oh, I think we do.
Oh shit. Forever and Clean, really, really good.
They were very good.
I remember I think it was on the Shout Louder podcast, maybe, or maybe they were a bit worried about going on that late.
Yeah,
because they weren't sure what kind of crowd they'd get, but it was
I was chatting
really
to
good
them
crowd.
on the first day, and they were saying that to me, and they just knocked it out of the park. It was absolutely lovely to just be in that crowd of people singing along, and it just felt like a Mates Fest band to end for me.
Yeah,
because I tapped out completely after them.
Yeah, us too.
And I was just I was chatting to them, and I was like, my favorite song on the album's Broken, because it just has that amazing hook in it. And then when they played it live, I was just like top of my lungs singing along, and it was like absolutely amazing.
Yeah, apparently Robyn and Brett's internet has died. Denmark.
Do we wait, or do we finish the podcast?
We'll keep talking and see what happens. What was I like? Forever and Clean, they seem like the sort of like, obviously they're from Denmark, and they very much feel like a UK band, like how well they're received at like UK shows, and like Yeah, there was a really nice sort of pit going on. Dan saved me from getting kicked in the head at one point.
Yeah, there was a boot that missed you by about that much. I was just like, I literally redirected it. It just went, oof, and like it just missed the side of your head. It was very, very close.
But yeah,
Oh, stage diving.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Robyn and Brett have returned.
Hello.
Internet has returned to Denmark.
Yay!
Sorry.
You froze and like you looked really like upset at me, Robyn. You looked like you were like death staring me like.
Sorry.
It's my general look towards
So I was
Dan
like,
as
am
well.
am I doing something wrong? And I went, oh, they're frozen. That's fine.
Yeah.
No, we noticed both of you froze, and then we were like, yeah, it must be us. They couldn't have both frozen at the same time. It's definitely on our side.
Yeah, for everyone, well, like the sing-alongs, great. Like the Waves and Worthless were both really, really
Oh,
Yeah.
massive sing-alongs,
yes.
which is really cool.
Yeah, it was lovely.
And stage divers. Lots of stage divers.
All the stage dives.
But they were good stage divers because
Yeah.
like they were checking
They were.
it was okay to
That's
do
fine.
it, and it was all kind of organized. And I had short people problems trying to hold people up.
That's always my problem. I'm never the tallest person in the pit, even if I have been trying to do some strength training.
It's just I'm trying to help, but I've mostly just sort of got my fingertips on you. But I'm ready to catch you. I'm ready to break your fall with my own body.
Which you did do, if you recall, Colin, at New Cross, you did save a crowd surfer from near death.
I saved a
So,
lady's life who seemed to want to go head first onto the floor.
yeah.
Well, the first time I met you, which you probably won't remember, is we were watching Teenage Bottle Rocket, and I didn't know who you were. It was you and Emma, and I watched somebody try and go for the throwing up of crowd surfing, like from the back of the venue, so nobody saw them,
Oh,
and they
no.
immediately hit the floor, and you and Emma just burst out laughing.
that makes it
was
sound really harsh.
funny.
But if you're
But
gonna,
it was really funny. They literally tried to do like, you know, his mate had given him a leg up essentially and thrown him forward, and then like everyone had just moved out of the way. It was really good.
well, I feel like if you're gonna crowd surf, make sure the people around you are
Yes.
one happy to carry you.
You do it from
And
the
to-
front.
Also,
to back.
make sure they're aware that you're about to
Yeah.
do it at
People
the
that
very
crowd
least.
surf from the back of the pit are
Yeah.
just not the best people.
They're asking
Yeah,
for
but also
trouble.
you're taking your life in your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you've got a lot of friends around you, just be careful with that, because people aren't looking that way, so they don't know.
Yeah, there was
There's a
one
guy-
lady. Oh, sorry, go on, Dan.
There was a guy in Wilhelm Scream that completely ate it as well. He jumped up on the stage and went for it, and then literally nobody was looking at him, so he just went straight into the crowd, and my friend got a video of it, and then Wilhelm got him up in the song.
I was going to say, they gave him a
afterwards.
second chance. And then he had such a good crowd surfing
Yeah,
moments
he
after
did.
that. Like, Nuno pulled him up and they're like, nah, dude, we're not letting it end that way for you. You're getting a second chance.
I just thought, poor dude.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
that really must have hurt.
It's a gamble. It's a gamble, I
Yeah.
think.
It is.
Yeah, there was during Forever and Clean, a lady was sort of crowd surfing, and I sort of had her head, and she sort of, after she got down quite safely, she actually sort of come up and thanked me. I was like, oh, that's really nice. You're welcome.
I had her
That's
head.
punk for you. That's punk for you.
I think that's what this community is about, though. Just being
Yeah.
like having a crowd surf, then being really polite afterwards. I'm gonna jump on you and then be really thankful afterwards.
Yeah, thanks ever so much for catching me when I jumped on you.
Yeah.
Appreciate.
Yeah.
No, that was a great pit in general, I'd say.
Yeah, it was
Forever and
really
Clean.
nice.
And it was such a good way. I mean, that was essentially the end for us. We didn't carry on with the after party
No, we're too tired.
after
No.
that. But I mean, in a way, it felt like ending like at the topmost point. It was like,
Yeah,
I actually
the-
don't want to come down from this. I don't want to think now.
It
I'm
was the
good.
climax.
It was the
I-
climax.
I
yeah.
think we all just like hugged goodbye and went, "Yep, we're done."
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
tapped
exactly.
out at the same because I think I was just saving the energy for Forever Unclean.
Yep.
filling in my gaps of the people I saw while you guys were doing stuff. Crazy Arm are fantastic. They're
We saw Crazy Arm.
We saw Crazy
we
Arm.
did see them
We were
actually.
there.
They were at the beginning, and you all missed
Yeah.
No, we were
it.
there.
You missed it out of your stories.
Sorry, Sunday was too good. It was too good.
I saw Summers. I gave him a hug. He gave me some records. It was a good time.
Oh, I didn't see Summers all weekend.
I
Oh,
literally
this is
saw him
sad.
for like a minute. He gave me a load of records I brought off him, had a hug, and then never saw him again.
Yeah, Crazy Arm are fantastic. They're the first band I actually ever saw when I was like 14, and like seeing them playing songs off their first album is kind of cathartic for me. It's like watching. I think they closed with Broken by the Wheel, and it was like, oh, so good. Like they're a perfect blend of this country and punk rock, and it's just like all of their songs feel like so powerful and emotion rich, and they're just incredible. Yeah, they were a fantastic opener for the Union, and it was pretty full for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good time.
And then I caught Wade Eye, who are really good. Never seen them before, like sort of ska punky. Really
Is it not
cool.
Wad Eye?
Is it Wad Eye?
I thought it was Wad Eye. I could be wrong.
What is ruder? That's, I don't know.
Is it?
I'm not going to explain the dirtiness of that if no one else
One
gets
of us will pronounce it correctly, Colin, and that's what matters.
it.
We just, yeah.
Um,
I don't know what that means now. Let's end this podcast. I'll just get to what this.
skipping along. Incisions are really good. Like they knocked it out the park, and it was really packed for them. And like it was just so good to see Filthy Hardcore played at its peak, and it was just incredible. I also watched Midwich Cuckoos after Plot 32 in Zombie Shack. They knocked it out of the park playing stuff off their new album. Really, really good. Really powerful, really rock and roll. And Leslie even crowd surfed while playing like guitar, and it was like, it's so good. Yeah,
Impressive, man.
that was my Sunday. Pretty much everything else we talked about. Oh, at the bread shed I got an Iron Brew, and now I'm slightly addicted to Iron Brew.
Yeah. I remember that was one of my highlights of the day. Was I told Robyn about, I was just standing there waiting for Honor Hiding to Nothing, and then Dan came like next to me, and he just like so excited about an Iron Brew. Cool.
And then I sprinted to Forever Unclean and literally got there as they came on. It was very wet. I remember it rained.
Yeah, by that point it was raining a bit hard. Yeah, but it stopped by the time we left. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when we walked back, it was fine.
Yeah, it was dry when we were walking back.
And I mean, like if you think about how lucky we get with the weather,
Yes.
over this weekend, just in general, it was very nice. Yeah, so a little bit of rain on the last evening.
Not too bad.
Not too bad in the long run. So that, yeah, I guess
That was MPF.
That was MPF, guys.
2022.
That clears out.
Yeah.
This has been an extended special of Colin's punk rock world.
Yeah.
we just loved it too much. I don't know if anyone else has anything in general that they want to shout out.
Yeah.
Thank you to the organizers.
Yeah, I just want to make a very, very
Everyone that's involved in putting the festival together. Massive thank you. It's awesome.
truly, it is a magical thing that you put together, and I could not think filling in the like review form. And if you haven't done that and you went to FPF, go fill in the review feedback form. They were like, what could we do better? There is nothing.
Yeah, no
I've
worries.
really struggled with that.
Yeah.
I think just everyone that volunteered for it, everybody that was responsible for putting it back together, and like the amount of work I know that they put into it, and like it's incredible. And yeah, shout out to them. Like
Yeah.
they knocked it out of the park. It was
wouldn't be
fantastic.
here without them, right? So
Yeah.
And you gave people such a special thing, and after the pandemic that felt even more emotional. So yeah, just sending you all a lot of thanks and gratitude and a lot of love, and we'll be back next year. Are we all coming back?
Yeah.
Yes, we have tickets.
And yeah, I've got a ticket. Shout out to anybody that got food with me as well and made sure I ate things. Like they're the real heroes for me.
I
Like,
didn't do that.
Matt Spear and Charlotte on Sunday, Rog from Resuscitators and his partner Lisa, and Joe, who was helping out at the festival, got food with me. Like, it was nice to have some people take me to a side and go, "We're gonna get food, Dan. Do you want to come?" And like that
Yeah.
like split up my day for me and just made sure I got something, because I wouldn't have if people didn't help me out to do
Yeah.
it. And it was just lovely seeing everyone. Like,
Really was.
yeah, and just everyone I gave a big hug to. Like, yeah, it was really nice, and I can't wait to do it all again next time.
You wanna
Yeah,
know
I
what
can't wait to see everybody again.
You want to know what my dinner was on Saturday?
Oh,
A malt loaf bar,
I brought that for
which
you.
Robyn
Committed.
brought for me. Yeah. And then, do you know what my dinner was on Sunday?
Nothing.
A Rocky Road.
Oh, from Tea Time Connected.
Nice.
I have been spending too much time with Paul.
I will give one more shout out to Tea Time Collective, because they make really, really amazing food and they're in exactly the right spot.
Yeah.
And they are such a lovely addition to the festival as well.
Yes, did amazing pizza as well. Like, absolutely amazing stuff. They had like this kimchi like vegan pizza, which was like,
Oh,
it's like
we'll have
£1.
to check that out next time.
£1.50 a slice at dinner time, and
Wow.
like it was like a quarter of a pizza. Oh, it was so
I'm
good.
I'm jealous. Yeah, we've
I'm
got-
jealous
You
as
were
well.
there. You walked past me as I was getting food.
He should have grabbed a slice of pizza as you went by.
I was running around. So we've got like 2.5 minutes before this runs out again. We probably shouldn't start another meeting.
We should probably
Yeah,
stop talking about MPF, because
but
we
just
could
quick,
go on for a long time.
Like one band each. Who do you want to see play next year? One band.
Camp Cook.
Catapults.
Direct hit.
Oh no, I've not thought of anyone. KTMF.
And
What
that's
was your
the
band?
podcast ending.
Colin?
KTMF.
That's a shout.
All Deep Ends or Captain Russell. One of them.
I thought you had only
I think
one.
Captain Asshole.
We didn't get 3. You
Yeah, we didn't get the 3 choices.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Colin is the boss. He's
He
the
is the
one that
boss.
gets the letters from
Yeah,
PMX.
you see.
So
Yeah, you got me in trouble. I'm breaking more rules. I'm going back to being sick now.
Do we have any adverts or anything before we finish, Colin?
Don't think so.
Go
Drone's
look
final
up
show is the
your-
5th of May, isn't it?
Drones have a final show. I forget. I'm not sure on the date. It's a Saturday. It's at the Lexington in London. Be Sharp are putting it on. Burnt Tapes are supporting.
It's the 7th of May, not the
7th
5th of May.
Nice. So that's 2 weeks from now,
Yep.
from when we're recording this anyway.
They're getting low on tickets, so I pick one up if they're not sold out already by the time this podcast comes out.
Cool. I think
Nice,
that's
but
everything.
just go look up the band, see when they're playing, get out to a show,
yeah, watch live music.
watch live music, man. Give people high fives. We all need it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you
sweet.
for
Well,
listening.
thank you very much, everybody, and
Bye.
hope to see you at a live show soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.